You said in the media center, you're now second behind Austin. In pro stock, it's Dallas Glenn and Greg Anderson, and they're teammates. And when it's teammates, it's hard to like build the rivalry or to force people to pick a side. But you did kind of an artful job explaining why you're hungry to win. Can you talk a little bit about that? Austin, he's young. He's got many years. You viewed it like a fleeting opportunity. I don't want to make it like the sun is setting on Jack Beckman, but that's kind of what you said.
Well, we don't put the trophies in a pool and have shared custody with them, right? If the Cornwell car wins, they get the trophy. If the Peak car wins, we get the trophy. And I don't mean to be selfish, but we wanted the trophy. And that team has been the class of the field. And beat them is always a high bar. And you know that, like, Austin's typically going to be 200s quicker than anybody he races on reaction time, unless that person rolls their car in deeper to make their light look better, in which case they make their tune-up look slower. You're just trading ET for reaction time. Austin races clean. He doesn't bump the car in to make his lights look better. He doesn't need to. And the rest of us are kind of playing catch-up on reaction time. So it was gratifying because Tim and Dan and Chris, my crew chiefs, and then all the Peak squad, the folks whose hands put that car together, typically give me a car that gets us the win light, right? My job's just not to fumble once they hand me the ball. It's awesome as a driver to get to give back to the team once in a while.
Well, you did. And the final round, I would play the final, but I don't want to do anything because we've got you stabilized. But it sounds like Loans, and I talked to Loans after the race, like, okay, Jack Beckman is, no one ever thought like, Jack was coasting. That's not what we mean. But when Austin is as good as he is and Jack goes out there and wins on a hole shot, it kind of changes the dynamic of what we're going to see. Not counting out Ron Capps, not counting out Matt Hagan, not counting out J.R. Todd, Chad Green. Those guys can run. But like, this could be fun, like a little, old guy versus young guy dynamic that's easy to understand.
Funny, I never was officially labeled the old guy, but you're right. If you do the math, Austin is exactly half my age, and I'm the same age as his father, Jimmy. So I guess I am the old guy in this equation. And it's pretty cool to still be around getting to step on the throttle and to be doing it in a competitive car. And every time we go to a race, we know we're capable of winning. We stumbled at both of the four wides. Vegas was self-inflicted. Charlotte, we were just pushing maybe a little bit harder than we should have first round. We know what we did wrong. And we came to Chicago, and like I said, we qualified first and we won the race, but that really doesn't tell the whole story. We did have some struggles there. So we're still sorting out a couple of things in the bell housing, and hopefully New Epping and New England, hopefully that'll be the official get well weekend where we get back to our car going down the track, run after run after run, and being near the top of the pack.
So I don't expect you can see the comments, but everybody talking about two things. One, that you were the right guy for the job. We did that media day at Gino's East, and we had deep dish pizza, and we had a great time. And we talked about you and Austin running in the final round, and we predicted it, and we were right, and it happened. I spoke with John. John told me, he's like, Beckman was the choice because he's so good at communicating. He said, you're a talker, right? And he goes, I'm a talker, you're a talker. So everyone's saying that you're the right guy for the job. The boss clearly agrees. He seemed pretty happy after it was all over.
Yeah, I agree. It's still got to be a weird transition for John to be doing this for 50 years and then all of a sudden be on the sidelining without really having an official retirement after his accident. It's still got to be awkward sensation. But every time we push up to the burnout box and he sticks his head under the car and he gives us one of these, it's pretty heartwarming. And it's humbling to know that the fans, and John Force was the number one fan favorite out there. I haven't heard any pushback. It's been all gratifying to say, hey, I'm glad you were the one that John chose to stick in the car right now. And we don't know what his long-term plans are, but I know I'm going to get to run the full season for the championship. And it's nice to know we got a car and a team capable of winning it.
Well, yes. And we can go in depth in the future about any other sport where the athlete comes in and just starts winning, pitching well or scoring touchdowns, and then they don't get another opportunity. Like, that's a little crazy about drag racing, but I'm hoping that you have the next 5 years laid out for you, Jack.